iPhone XS Max in gold unboxing after my intro. Stay tuned. Welcome everyone, this is Zilla. I'm back again with another video, and today I'm going to be unboxing the iPhone XS Max. I got the gold version because I want to show people I've got this year's model as opposed to last year's model. I got the 256 gig because, to be honest, I'm probably not going to be keeping it for more than a year. I have got last year's iPhone 10. The reason I didn't get the 10S is because I don't think it's a worthwhile upgrade, but I did want a bigger screen and more battery power. That's why I went with the Max. And the theme of this video is going to be familiarity. Okay, familiarity. I thought I'd start putting themes in my videos regardless of what they are. So the packaging, a very familiar looking packaging. You got the picture of the device on the front. It's a white box. You've got classic iPhone written on the sides, the Apple logo. What is nice though is the writing's in gold and the Apple logo's in gold as well, so you kind of know what color device you're getting. On the back, very familiar look to it. Includes iPhone XS Max, AirPods with lightning connector, lightning to USB cable, USB power adapter, blah 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 blah. I won't get into it. Now there is one thing I like about this compared to previous iPhones, which is not so familiar. This has got a eSIM and a nano SIM slot as well, making it a dual SIM. Now only China has got a physical dual SIM capability, the Chinese iPhones. The rest of the world has got an eSIM built in and a little tray to put the nano SIM in. The eSIM doesn't work yet. Apple said, as usual, what Apple do, which is a familiar thing. They will be sending an update to devices in the next couple of months to activate that eSIM. It's better than nothing, but it's a typical Apple thing. Opening the box, you get your usual books and pamphlets, Apple stickers, etc. Then we have the iPhone in gold. That gold looks very, very fresh, very clean. I like the stainless steel bezels that run around the side of the phone, sandwiching both pieces of glass together. That shiny gold is not too much, just right. The back, I would say, is a more sort of matte gold kind of tan color, but it does look real nice. What else do we get in the box? We get the Apple AirPods with the lightning connector. We also get the slow damn charger. Apple, you're $1 trillion company. Put your hands in your pockets, give the people a fast charger in the damn box. What else is in the box? We have the charging cable, but wait a minute, there's something else missing. Where is the headphone dongle? Again, Apple, you are $1 trillion company. Stop being stingy. Spend that few cents, give your people the headphone dongle. I know you're trying to promote your Beats headphones and you want people to go wireless, but don't do it. Don't be pinching those pennies, for God's sake. Give the people what they want. Okay, do it. Just do it. Now, looking at this device, that gold on the back has got a kind of a pearlescent kind of finish to it. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a real nice kind of, I don't know, it's got like a sort of pearlescent finish to it. The Apple logo looks silver still, but in certain lights it looks gold. So I'm not quite sure about that. It could be the lighting in my room, in my studio, whatever. I don't know. The metal rails, the buttons, the power button, volume rockers, the mute switch, all very, very familiar. The screen, we have the notch, which is very familiar, but Apple are clever this time. They put a wallpaper on there to kind of hide that notch from view when you're just looking at the screen when you're not using apps. Let me just clear some of these notifications off. And also if you press this, press that down, you see a bit of live movement from this wallpaper. If I'm looking at the camera, seeing if it's picking it up. But the whole phone, it feels less slippery, but it does feel very familiar. There you go, familiar yet again. Yes, you've got Face ID, which is a little bit faster if I'm completely honest. Let me swipe up, done, clear that, come out of that. You got your typical familiar grid icon layout. You got your familiar I call it the widget panel. I don't know what you call it. It is the whole sort of thing feels familiar to me. It does feel very strangely comforting. You got the camera hump on the back. And talking about the cameras, let me bring this up. So on the back, you've got two 12 megapixel cameras. One's wide angle, one's telephoto. The wide angle's f1.8. The telephoto is 2.4, f2.4. You got 2 times optical zoom. I'm reading it here. Digital zoom up to 10 times. Portrait mode with advanced bokeh and depth control. Now I have tested that, and it does work better than the iPhone 10. Portrait lighting, dual optical image stabilization. I'm not going to get into this too much because this is just an unboxing and it's my first impressions. But one thing that I do like, and this is where some of you might think, oh, familiar means boring, familiar means bad in the way I'm saying it. No, it doesn't. In the case of this, familiar is a very, very good thing. And I want to tell you why. Unlimited 4K 60 frames per second time limit. So when you're recording, Android phones can't do it. But that familiarity is a godsend to me. I like recording 4K, 30 frames, 60 frames per second. I don't really use 1080p. So that familiarity, spot on. I have been using this for, I don't know, nearly a day, I guess. Battery life, very solid as well. I thought I'd just throw that in there, but I'll give you more feedback about battery. The front-facing camera is a 7 megapixel f2.2 aperture, again with the advanced bokeh. And again, I've tested this out, and it is a lot better than the iPhone 10. The cameras on this have actually surprised me, the level of quality they've gone up by. They just seem overall better in low light, and I think that's because the pixels are bigger or something like that in the sensors. I don't want to get too technical. They also have better sort of dynamic range, better contrast. They just work better overall. Some people go, oh, I won't notice that. Believe me, you will notice it with this phone. You will notice it with this. It does work better. I like it. I'm happy with it. I'm not going to cry. Super Retina HD display, 6.5 inch diagonal, all screen OLED, multi-touch display, HDR display, 2688 by 1242 pixel resolution. And this is something that surprised me. I wasn't expecting this. It's got a 458 ppi. And I thought, okay, it's going to have a lower resolution than the iPhone XS, which is a 5.8 inch screen. But no, they both have the same resolution. So that is a nice little touch. That is something I appreciate Apple have done. I like the fact that the bigger version, you're not losing resolution for the case of size. Okay. 1:1 contrast ratio, true tone display, wide color display, P3, 3D touch. Now brightness, max brightness 625 CD/M2. Okay. Even though it's virtually the same or possibly exactly the same as the iPhone 10 from last year, they have done something to this display, this OLED display, where it actually seems a lot brighter to my eyes. A lot brighter. Whites are much brighter, more white, like clean, very crisp, to the point where, let me try and bring up, I'm actually running it, you can see there, at less than, I'd say about a third, and I'm under studio lighting here, and I'm running it at around about a third brightness because the screen is that bright now. Even though physically it hasn't got brighter, so they've done something to tune the screen or whatever, I don't know exactly what. Of course, it's rated to IP68 water and dust resistance, which is a good thing. Now you've got the Bionic A12 chipset, the new one, which I think they said is 15% more powerful than last year's A11. Performance on this device is extremely smooth, very fast. It works really well, and it's got the neural engine, the new or next generation neural engine, which again I'm not going to get into too much now. This is just an unboxing. Battery life so far has been very solid for me. I've been using it off charge since, what time did I take it off charge? About 10:30 this morning, and it's now, what's the time now? It is 8:15, and I've still got around 53% left. Let's actually bring up battery. Let's have a quick look at the battery stats while we're here. Last 24 hours. Screen on time. What? This is what I hate about Apple. Screen on time in the last 24 hours is 9 hours 18 minutes. Screen off time has been 3 hours 9 minutes. That don't make any sense. It could be settling in period, I don't know. There's no way this thing's giving me 9 hours 18 minutes with 53%. That's nonsense, ignore it, because that's the whole last 24 hours. But it does feel smoother, it does feel faster. Now the metal frame is very familiar, as I said before, but what is different is the speaker grill at the bottom. You can see there the speaker grill is the same, but this is no longer symmetrical. It's got less holes because they put an antenna line there for the microphone. That is something that's very unfamiliar. Apple's normally all about looks, it's all about symmetry. Am I upset by that? Not at all. I'd rather have the extra reception with a couple of holes less for the microphone than worry about it and cry about it. The SIM card tray is a little bit on the odd side. Now you put the SIM card with the connection part facing up in the device, so it's facing up in the screen rather than downwards, which I thought I'd mention it. It's a bit of a different one. I looked at it and I got a little bit like, what? Kind of weird thing. I have put on a Spigen glass screen protector on this as well, in case you're wondering. Of course, you've got your lightning port. Of course, in the EU, we have to have this horrible, designed by Apple in California, assembled in China, CE garbage thing here, look. All this printed guff that ruins the aesthetics of the phone. I hate that, irritates the hell out of me. Obviously IP68, what else? I think that's it. First impressions, I'm actually impressed. It is very familiar. Size wise, where is it? Where's my iPhone 8 Plus? Well, anyway, I'll tell you. It's very similar in size to the iPhone 8 Plus, very similar, very familiar. But the screen is a lot bigger. So for me, it's the best of both worlds. It's got the physical size of an iPhone 8 Plus and the battery life of an iPhone 8 Plus, but with the screen from the iPhone 10, but bigger. One thing that annoys me a little bit is this notch does cut into the screen when you're trying to watch a full video. Let me try and quickly bring up a video of mine. Where is it? My videos. Let's bring up this one. There, I've zoomed in and you can see here that notch, it does cut into there a little bit. Is that a huge deal breaker? Absolutely not. I think people who go on about it are just sad. It's pathetic. Get a life, man. That tiny bit, it ruins the whole phone for you. Nah, I'm not a notch fan per se, but I'm not going to get upset by that. That's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous when people, yeah, have an opinion, but don't rag on the whole device because of it. But that color though, I really like this color. I really do. And I'm a Samsung guy. I am a Samsung guy. I prefer Samsung phones, but I love the Apple ecosystem. And I've got an iMac Pro sitting here, HomePod. I'm wearing the Series 4 watch, which I'll be doing an unboxing of as well. I've got an iPhone 8 Plus, product red. I've got an iPhone 10. I've also got a Series 3 watch, LTE. This is an LTE Series 4. I've got Apple TV 4K sitting up behind this camera. You can't see it obviously. I've got the AirPods. I've got the whole Apple ecosystem because I've always been a fan of Android more than Apple, and I thought, to be fair, to test Apple at its fullest, I should use their whole ecosystem. And ecosystem is superb. I'd say the screen on this is only pales to the Note 9, I would say. I'd say the only screen better is the Note 9, but again, that's subjective. That's just my opinion, so take that with a pinch of salt. But it's this screen is a big improvement. A lot of people are not talking about it. Speakers, dual speakers, they're also an improvement. They are a bit louder, a bit clearer, a bit more rich, more bass. There's a lot to say about this thing. I am impressed. A lot of people are gonna go, oh, you're off your mind, you're Mr. Samsung. Yeah, I like Samsung, but I ain't gonna lie. This is a good device. It's boring for some because of how familiar it is. But sometimes familiar can be a good thing. I'll leave you with that thought. This is Zilla saying thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you get to see all my videos that I upload. This was very raw, like a lot of you requested, unscripted. Also share this video on all your social media, okay? I am a Samsung fan, so I've tried to be as unbiased and as fair as possible. The iPhone XS Max, I find it impressive. You may not, you might find it boring because of all the familiarity. But so far, it's a double thumbs up from me. Is it worth the price? Again, that's subjective. It depends on you, depends on what you place your dollar or pounds on, what you think's worth more to you. So until next time, take care and peace.